So the next topic is about the search help. So what is search help? What is search help, guys? I've been using this term again and again: search help, F4 help, search help, F4 help, right? So this is what search help. What is search help? Search help is, it gives list of possible, exactly, it gives a list of possible input values. So for a field, let's say there's a field on the screen and you do not know what should you enter. Okay, you just press the F4, provided that field should have F4 help created. Not every field, you cannot go and press F4 on every field, right? So the field which has search help or F4 help assigned, that field only shows you that list of possible values. So can you have those list of F4 values for your fields also? Yes. Yeah. So like, the way SAP, everything that SAP is doing, you should also be able to do. Almost everything that SAP is doing, you can do for your projects, for your applications also. So as you know that SAP is doing what? SAP is having this search help for their fields. So you can create your own search help and you can use that search help for your fields, your screens. Wherever you want those search helps to be used, you can just use them. Alright. So that is the search help. And the shortcut key for search help is F4. That is why it is also called as F4 help. You see, the search help is also called as a F4 help. Okay. Now let us see some theory part. Search help is what? It is used to display list of possible input values for a screen field on the press of F4. Okay. It is useful when the field requires the input of a formal key. Okay. You do not know what exactly should be the value and you cannot enter any invalid value. So you must enter sometimes, not sometimes, like, you must enter the valid value for the field. It has to be assigned to the screen field. So it is like what? It is like you are creating a search help. Let's say you are creating a search help. This is your search help created. So it has got its own existence. Let's say this is search help as object. Okay, search help as an object. Data dictionary object. Search help is also what? It's a dictionary object. But this is your screen field. Let's say this is your screen, a very big screen like this, and you have a field on that screen. Let's say, so you have, let's say, a field on screen like this. And now what you want is, you want to assign your search help to this screen field. You want to assign a search help. How does the icon look like? It looks like this. Okay, so if you just color it out, it looks like this. So you will have a screen field and then you will have a kind of square box coming here. When you press it by mouse click or when you press F4 key, function key, it gives you a pop-up of list of values. But those list of values must be coming from some table, because if you see anything on the screen as records coming list as anything, then it must be coming from a table, right? Because that is data, right? List of records are nothing but what? Those are nothing but the values, records, and records are always coming from database. Okay, so it is having individual existence as search help. How can these two be, like, how this search help should be used when you press F4 here? So you need to do what? You need to assign this search help to you need to do what? You need to assign this search help to this field. Then only you will be able to see the values. As such, just creating search help is not enough, right? Creating search help is like, you are creating a search help, but where to use this search help? So you have to assign this search help to this field of the screen, or you can assign this search help to a data element. Okay, So I'll show you that assignment also. So you can assign a search help to a field, you can assign a search help to a data element also, and to some other things also. We'll see it let's say in the coming slides. So it has to be assigned to the screen field. Okay, once you're done with the creation, you need to assign it so that you can use it. Okay, so there are technically two types of search helps. How many types of search helps there are there? Two types of search helps. Okay, so you have what, let's say search help, and then there are two types of search helps. Okay, one is elementary and the other is collective search help. Elementary search help and collective search help. So these are the two search helps, two types of search helps you can create in SE11. Okay, you can create these two types of search helps in SE11. Now what each of these types are, let's see. So types of search helps, how many? Elementary and collective. So elementary is what? Elementary describes a search path. It defines where the data of the hit list should be read from. Yeah, so as I told you, the search help is what? It is the list of values, and the list of values must be coming from where? It must be coming from a table in database, right? Let's say this is the database, very large database. So if you have to show the records in search help, those records must be coming somewhere from a table in database. So let's say this is your table. So when you create a search help, you actually telling me or telling the system that, whenever I press F4 for this particular search help, the values should come from this table T1. Let's say this is the table T1. So that is how so when you create a search help, you actually define you actually tell within the search help itself, you have to tell which table should it bring the data from. So let's say this is table 1, this is table 2, right? And likewise you may have what? Multiple tables. So depending upon your requirement, you will define the search help accordingly. So as such, the data is not there in the search help. Okay, search help does not hold any data, guys. Remember, search help, you just have to define which table should this search help use to show the list of possible values. Okay, so as an element at elementary search help level, you directly define the table name. So when you create a search help, you actually have to give the table name, and this table name technically is called as selection method. In the language of search help, we technically call it as selection method. Remember this term. Okay, selection method. I'll show you on the screen also. So what is selection method? Selection method is nothing but the table name from which the data should come. What is selection method? Table from where your list of possible values will come. That is your selection method. So here, let's say in this example, what is selection method? In this example, the selection method would be your T1, because you are saying elementary search help, this particular search help, let's say whatever it is Z1, it should bring the data from T1. So this T1 is technically called as a selection method for this search help. Selection method, as the word suggests, you are selecting the values, list of values from this table. So that is why it is called as a selection method. Getting it? Good. So at elementary search help level, you do what? You directly define the hit list. where to read the data from, the table name. Now what is collective search help? As the name suggests, the collective search help is nothing but a search help which combines multiple elementary search help. What is collective search help? Collective search help is nothing but the collection of elementary search help. Collection of elementary search helps is nothing but collective search. Now what happens is, let's say you are, let me tell you now, and let me give you an example. So let's say you are generating what? You are generating the F4 on employee ID, right? So you may show the employee ID from employee master table. Employee salary table will also have all the employee IDs and employee salary records, employee leave records. So let's say just considering these three tables. So all these three tables will have what? The search help. Sorry, the employee IDs, all the employee IDs. Now, sometimes you want the employee ID to be searched based on the name. So you will have combination of employee ID and name as search help parameters. These are called as what? Search help parameters means the parameters used to search the record, search the list of possible values. Okay. So sometimes you will search based on employee ID and first name. Sometimes you will search based on employee ID and something else. So these, let's say you can create what? 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever number of search helps based on different parameters, and then you can collect them or you can combine them in single search help. That search help is called as what? Collective search help. So it is what? It is the collection of elementary search helps. Okay, it combines several elementary search helps. It offers alternative search paths. Okay, so you can search based on, let's say, employee ID and first name. Then you can search on based on employee ID and department. For, let's say, there's a table for employee departments. Then there's a table for employee project. So you can search with the employee ID or project name. Like that, it is doing what? It is offering you alternate search paths. Why? Because it is combining different or several search helps into single one. So when we'll create practically, you will understand it better. Okay, don't worry about, if you are not able to visualize the things, don't worry. When I'll create it practically, you will understand it.